Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Ordinary Extraordinary. I'm your host, Karen O'Sullivan, and today I have the very special Cara O'Donnell with me on who you can see there. Cara is a nutritional therapist and a functional medicine practitioner at East Cork Nutrition. After overcoming her own health concerns of IBS, anxiety, panic attacks, adrenal fatigue, Cara is just so passionate about educating people in holistic health and helping people to create their own wellness every day. Cara is also the author of a recipe for wellness book, which is packed full of tips and information, colorful food recipes to get you eating a rainbow. And she's a very good friend of mine as well. So, Cara, you're very welcome to this week's episode of the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Karen, for having me. Honestly, delighted to be here. And I just think you're brilliant. You always put the biggest smile on my face, have me giggling before we start recording. So thanks. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here with you.
Thanks so much, Cara, as well. It means a lot. And just with your own knowledge, your expertise, and all that, I know it's going to be an incredible episode as well. So I'm so excited about it. And yeah, laughter is the best medicine. And I feel that when we connect with our people, with our tribe, we just all lift each other up and inspire each other in wonderful ways. So, Cara, for people who don't know you, your journey started out somewhere else as well, am I right in saying, before going into the nutritional realm and everything else?
Yeah, God, way back when I did like
Hmm.
Spanish and economics and went into finance and then had a few different businesses along the way. But it was only 10 years ago that I went back and, well, probably qualified 8 years ago, maybe. So probably 11 years ago, maybe, or 12 years ago, went back studying nutrition. And I had taken a bit, I'd say I'm a mum of three kids, young adults, 16 to 20. And I think when my youngest went to school, when I had my youngest, sorry, I didn't work for a good few years. And then when she was gone to school, I started thinking, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? This kind of way. And then I think that was the first time ever, like previous jobs, probably I'd been thinking, what would make me money or what would my parents want me to do or what should I do? And I think it was the first time ever that I just kind of really stopped and thought, what do I enjoy? So at the time, I was kind of involved with the kids' school and parents' association and that sort of thing. And I did like a healthy eating workshop with some other mums. And
Amazing. Yeah.
then in the community games as well at the time, I was helping out with like an art class because I love art as well. And then so I narrowed it down to those were the two things at the time that were kind of lighting me up. So I said, right, which one of these? And I thought maybe like the healthy eating and the nutrition might be better business wise. So
Amazing.
my mum actually, you know my mum well,
Indeed, yeah.
went off and found the course. So it's the IINH, an amazing college, International Institute of Nutrition and Health up in Bray and Wicklow.
Oh, excellent,
And
yeah.
I went off and you had to go up once a month, and that sort of thing. And so, my kids, my three kind of young kids, I wouldn't have been doing that much going off on my own kind of. So it was a really amazing few years, like obviously so much learning, but really for my own kind of personal journey in terms of like going off and, having time on my own, a bit of independence and all that. Like, so yeah, it was really special time. Oh my God, meeting such like-minded people and getting to eat out in places like the Happy Pear and Kilrodgery and all these kind
Amazing,
of
yeah.
things. Yeah,
That's huge.
it was so good. So yeah, that was only, like in my late 30s that I even went down that avenue. So I'm so glad I did because yeah, it's really like changed my life completely and brought so much fun and variety and kind of purpose and passion and stuff into my life. So yeah.
That's amazing. Thanks so much for even sharing that there, Cara. And like literally even the way you're talking about it there, I can see you light up with it. I can see the energy and recently I was talking with the incredible Kathleen as well on a podcast. Kathleen is, and she doesn't mind me saying so, she celebrated her 70th birthday this year as well. And she literally had said, and I think this is just out there as well and resonating with what you're saying as well. like it's you can reinvent yourself any day of the week. It is never too late to reinvent yourself. And what you're saying there, it's so true because people might be listening going, I'm such an age, I have so many, kids, I have this going on, I have the other. And as you say, if we're drawn in with, when will the money come in? How can, if we're going with the fear-driven approach and stuff, and
Mhm.
even with Aaron's approach as well, another day, or Aaron, actually, I'm calling him Aaron now, the way it's pronounced, but Aaron, if we basically do something that we were passionate about, if we do it for free, that's what we should be doing. But ultimately, we do obviously need income, of course, but it's so true, isn't it?
Oh my God, so much. Like I'd be all for that, like kind of heart-centered business or like, coming from a place of love rather than fear. Totally. Like,
Love it.
now, but of course, before I probably was more like that. But yeah, I mean, my experience is that, like, exactly like you said, like, I would be so happy doing what I do for free. But, it's an energy exchange. So it's, I think, important that we are like get paid for what we do in that.
Of
But,
course. Yeah.
I think when you just really trust and, get the clarity on what you want to do and then follow that path, then it does have a tendency to kind of work out and bring the income in and that, but also so much more. And that's it. I think it's about so much more than money. It brings like all your tribe around you and just, I don't know, for me, just creates such passion and in a way that's like benefiting my health and my family's and my clients and all, so that's, I did work with a coach for a while and she called it like a heart-centered business, which I thought was lovely.
But a heart-centered business. I'm just visualizing that there in the little sentence. It is actually so true, isn't it? Heart-centered approach. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you can tell that as well, like, if somebody's doing something and they're being true to what they're doing and, they're not faking it, it's authentic and it definitely does show as well. And I think people can kind of, as you say, energetically pull into that and resonate with it as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, I mean, the more I found, the more that I have kind of put out my interests or where I'm at in terms of like posts or advertising and stuff, that the right people then really find you,
Absolutely, yeah.
whereas instead of rather maybe just putting out what I might think people wanted to hear. So then yeah, I think you meet clients and new friends and stuff that are very kind of aligned to where you're at.
So true, isn't it? And even at that, strangers today could be tomorrow's friends as well. Like, as in, we're all strangers until we meet and connect. And I think that's a nice way to look at
Oh,
that as well, isn't it?
jeepers. We're all strangers till we go and meet on day one of the Camino, and then we're all like a family on day two.
At the end of day one, even at this,
Yeah, oh my
we're
God,
getting quicker.
totally. No, but like I suppose after going to the INH, then I had a H dip in nutritional therapy, which is
Okay,
like
amazing, yeah.
nutritional health and therapeutics. And then I went on to Middlesex University just to further my studies in like personalized nutrition. And then I was always like the INH course is very much functional medicine based, or like that approach is really kind of weaved into their course. So I was really new about the IFM, the Institute of Functional Medicine, and really wanted to do their like five, they've a cert, the applying functional medicine and clinical practice. So a few years later, then I did that as well. So it's just a really like patient centered approach where you're not just looking at one symptom, you're like looking at the individual and seeing that all the things that they have going on are connected. Everything in the body is connected so that, you're not just seeing one person for one thing, one person for something else and never joining the dots. So it's really interesting in clinic, and people would be telling me their like symptoms or, and obviously like sometimes they're not pleasant. And I'd be like, nearly getting all excited because I'm so just into it and curious about how the body works and that.
Yeah,
But
totally.
do you remember the very first retreat you came to? And we
Oh,
kind of bonded over that because you had an interest in functional medicine as well. I remember that.
absolutely, yeah. Geez, that's going back. It's like how many years are we? Is that going back like about 5, 6 years easily? I'd say.
Six,
Geez,
yeah,
going back.
six,
My God, yeah. It doesn't feel like
yeah.
that long in a good way. It's like where did the time go? God, yeah.
I know.
It's true. We're very passionate about it as well.
Sorry.
And actually, those retreats now, people were listening in, they're going, okay, what's this retreat? What's going on here? What's happening about all this stuff?
Yeah, I
Good to
suppose so.
do
Looking
that, yeah.
back, first thing was I had a really nice kind of one of those serendipitous moments where I was passing Middleton Holistic Centre in Middleton, which is a gorgeous little holistic centre with like 20 practitioners working in it, everything from counsellors to chiropody, reflexology, IET, sports massage, like a huge range of stuff. And there's an amazing woman in there for 40 years running it, Mary O'Farrell, that everyone in Middleton knows. And anyway, you could imagine me just green out of college, and I was like absolutely terrified to get started. And I just said after a few weeks, feck it, I'll just go in and ask her. So I just walked in. I barely remember this. And I walked in and said to her, oh, there'd be any chance you'd be looking for a nutritionist? And she said, oh, did you see the sign I just put up there half an hour ago?
No way.
She had had like a full-time nutritionist for years. And I was like, no. And she said, oh, perfect. And we just hit it off. And oh, she's an absolute legend. Like she's just
Amazing.
best mindset and such a help to me. And she's always there in the office, for taking bookings and that. So I'm there every week in clinic, and I do a lot of like intolerance testing and one-to-ones. And you'd be a one-to-one would take like a full hour with a person,
Yeah.
because when you come into me now, I need to ask you like everything about your health and your whole kind of health history and your life and everything. Get to know you, like, and then we can make the recommendations. But so yeah, I see a lot of people with like IBS and gut issues because I do intolerance testing and kind of gut healing
Sure,
package.
yeah.
And so helping people with diabetes, like blood sugar balance and inflammatory conditions, autoimmunity and stuff like that, and kind of healthy weight
Yeah.
management and stuff.
That's huge.
So that's clinic, but like one-to-one work can be quite intense. I suppose it's called nutritional therapy for a reason, because you're there talking for an
Perfect.
hour, so it can be a bit like therapy. So yeah, I suppose to alleviate that or to find some balance in that, and it can be a bit isolating because you're always working on your own. So
Absolutely, yeah.
I suppose that and just some amazing, again, serendipitous connections led me down a different path that's really fun, where I met you as well. So I suppose
There
the
you
very
go.
start of that is like that Coleman Power. I liked one of his posts like 6 years ago or 7 years ago, and he
Well, yeah.
replied, and the long and short of it is asked me on his podcast, which I had never done and would never have dreamed of even being in front of the camera or anything at that stage.
It's
And
amazing, isn't it, how things transpire, like, yeah, and evolve.
yeah, so we did that, and then again just hit it off. And then so we were chatting away, and then I was chatting to another friend of mine in Mayo, Joanne Maloney, who's a coach, and then I was chatting to another friend of mine in West Cork, Kaz, who's a yoga teacher, and we were all just chatting independently, and all the conversations, retreats started coming up. And I was like, this is weird now, because I've literally the perfect team for a retreat, all talking about retreats, but none of them knew
100%.
each other.
Amazing.
So I was like, lads, what would you think about just getting on WhatsApp video and having a chat? So the four of us went on, and sure, you can imagine the energy. Like we were all just totally clicked, having the best of crack. And we were like, here, will we just do one next month? So that was the start of the Great Stuff
Amazing.
retreats, named because Coleman's slogan was always, get on that great stuff. But
There we go. Shout out to Coleman, shout out to
yeah,
Joanne, and shout out to Kaz as well. How are you?
yeah. Oh my God,
Legend.
the best of people. So sure, you were there at many of them, and we had just the absolute crack in West Cork doing exercise, yoga, swims, coaching, the big, huge, colourful meals.
Oh my God, the
And
best,
um,
best of crack. Yeah, it was amazing.
so we did that, I'd say, for about 3.5 years. And then kind of sure, naturally things started to change. I think Kaz was moving
Mm.
off and
There's,
various things. And a lot of the people, sure, at this stage, we'd about 100 people in this great stuff community,
it's
kind
after
of,
expanding, like it's massive, yeah.
and like, oh my God, such good friends over the years, and people from the States and
Okay.
people from like all over. And then I suppose a lot of those people were talking about the Camino. And then we again just said, yeah, sure, will we give it a go? So then now, yeah, I say we're on our maybe the one going on in this September is going to be like our eighth, I think, our
Eight
eighth.
Camino, and probably is it
Yeah,
fourth year of it possibly as well? Because I know I got on the first year of it, I think. So
yeah.
I kind of got one a year so far. So, but this is gonna be two. I'm
It
excited.
must be, yeah, third or fourth year. So yeah, we started going to the
Amazing.
Camino. I'm sure you've been there, and it's just the best crack. Like you say, everyone arrives nearly strangers, and then within hours, you're all just like a big family. And sure, we just walk and talk, and I think it's the most like that trip is just pure freedom.
Mm.
It's like, when would you ever have the chance to talk all day and just walk and chill? And oh, it's just so nice. And you are going to love this next one that we're going on. It's
I'm all
unbelievable.
excited now as well. And for people actually, yeah, who are listening in now on the Camino and going, for instance, oh, I don't know if I could do this, or I don't know if I'm fit enough, or all the rest of it. Like, what's your advice to them actually?
Oh God, yeah. Like my mum is coming on, I better not say what age she is. My
She's an
mum is
absolute legend as well.
She's an absolute legend. But like we've had everyone, I don't know, what was our youngest? I'd say about 20 and then up to about 80 is our age range.
It's amazing,
And
isn't it?
everyone, like it's really suitable for all capabilities. Like, and we really just kind of plot, like there's all different speeds going. So we just kind of take our time. A good few of us stop for coffee, stop for lunch. It's very doable. And there's always someone to, everyone's supporting each other kind of thing. No rush on us, like we've the whole day to do it. And there is a few spots left for September. So if anyone
Fantastic.
is at it, definitely give me a shout. But it's perfect to like, totally perfect to come on your own. Perfect to come with your partner. A couple of people sometimes come with like a friend or two. And then we always have some repeats like your good self, which is, I think, a very good sign.
It's absolutely amazing, honestly. Like, I mean, I was on about doing the Camino myself back in it was even 2009, and just whatever life got in the way and didn't get going. 2013 again, and it's just so true. Even like what you were saying earlier, Cara, there about, for instance, going into the nutritional shop, we'd say, if you will, and saying, "Is there any potential nutritional positions?" Or and next minute, did you not see the sign? Alignment. I think everything is in divine timing, right people, right location, right time, what's meant for us, like it won't pass us by. So I was obviously meant to do this at a later stage, and 4 years of doing this, and I'm going back for two.
Oh,
What can I say? But it is amazing. Like it's just so good. And you'll agree, isn't it? Every experience, like even if it's the same route or whatever, but every experience is going to be different in a good way as well. So
totally.
many
Yeah.
positives. Like
All I could say is it's guaranteed crack. It's good crack
it's the
seems to get better every
best.
time. The last one in March was just absolutely hilarious.
It was
Um,
brilliant.
I had my birthday there, and yeah, it finished in Burgos, where I actually studied like 26 years previously or something.
Unreal, isn't it? Full cycle.
Yeah, it really was something like that going on. It was really weird, but the gang was so brilliant. Oh my God, we just laughed and laughed.
Brilliant group. I think everyone just really connected and gelled, and it was just amazing. And even the weather was good as well. And even if it isn't you dress for the occasion, but it's just so unreal. And even at that now, the one that's coming up in September, yeah, if you'd like to tell people a bit about that, about the route and
So it's Santiago where you normally finish. We go out to the point, so it's to Finisterre, which is called like the end of the world, and it really, really
cool.
looks like that. So it's a bit like, Mizzen Head or something, where you're just down at the absolute end
Nice.
of the coast, and it's real coastal. And sure, at that time of the year, the weather is going to be really nice, and it's a short one. It's like we go for 5 days, so it's only 4 days walking. Anything from kind of, I'd say, 18 up to one day is probably around 28 or 30K maybe, but it sounds long, but
Yeah.
it's doable. Yeah, like we break up the day, and it's definitely one to tick off the bucket list.
Does sound amazing. And is it pretty much all coastal then as well, we'll say?
Yeah, really, really a lot, more than we've of any of the other ones that you've done. Yeah, it's really good.
Amazing. So lots of opportunities to get into the sea is what I'm hearing.
Yes, and last time
Maybe
we
I'll swim it.
finished the trip with like a sunset boat trip
Oh my
on
God,
the
come on.
last night. Yeah,
I'm all
oh God, it was
excited. Make that
really,
happen. That sounds magic. I'll be expecting that. And I'm like, where's the sunset? There's a storm. No, where's the
I
sunset?
know. I should keep my mouth shut.
Not at all. Everything's going to align the way it's meant to happen anyway. And each trip is going to be different in its good ways, like 100%. So yeah, you can hear that, even the energy probably from both of us about it, because it's just one of the best experiences. Sure, yeah, 4 years later, I'm still going in. You guys have done multiple trips because it's just, isn't it? Like it's even hard to put it into
Ah,
words, isn't it? It's just go
I
experience
know.
it, go live it.
We've made amazing friends out of it, and
Absolutely, yeah,
we're going to
100%.
meet up soon. We're very excited to meet up again.
Been in
And
ages, isn't it?
yeah, again, like, friends from all different places in the world, like from all those retreats and Caminos. So it's amazing.
It's incredible, isn't it, how we're all so connected? I mean, that's probably the good thing, even now with technology, where we can stay connected, but still, when we
Yeah,
all connect in person, it's electric. Like it's really, really cool. So no,
I
that's
know.
absolutely amazing. And even Cara, for yourself there as well, we'd say your journey, like you've like done a beautiful 360 journey as well. You're an absolute inspiration, like being honest. But even,
Oh,
honestly, you are like from everything now, and even from your own journey before with like IBS to anxiety to panic attacks and stuff. I mean, that's it's pretty full on as well. Like,
yeah, well, sure. I mean, I suppose like a lot of people I'd meet, certainly working in health, it's often they're there because of
mm,
through their own health journey or
yeah,
whatever, you know.
true, isn't it?
And sure, look, I'm trying to think. I was always probably a worrier and maybe a bit of anxiety when I
Mm,
was younger, and gut issues probably a little bit. And then, sure, when I got into my 20s and was off in Spain and college and everything, and, not looking after myself well at all, then that
yeah,
really exacerbated things. And so, yeah, I mean, over the years, I definitely had IBS for about 10 years. And then at various stages, anxiety, maybe a little bit of postnatal depression,
okay, yeah,
mild. And then after about a year after my dad died, I just got terrible panic attacks for a year.
okay,
But
gosh,
that was kind of, again, sure, I had three small kids and, grief and all of that. So, but
there's
I
a
mean,
lot
it's
happening
like
there.
all these things are part of our journey. And so it sent me down a, road of like starting therapy. And then I'm trying to think of all the different things over the years. Then going through divorce and that, I suppose I was at the time as well training really hard as my kind of outlet, doing
Yeah, like,
marathons and triathlons and stuff like that. And I think it was just too much for the stress load that I had on. So I just really burnt out badly.
yeah,
But sure, it all just pushed me into where I am now. And yeah, over the years, I mean, I've seen such benefit of things like counseling, coaching, all sorts of like, all different therapies as at the moment now, like it's kind of working on like different
hmm.
pillars of health, like or different layers of the
I
body
like
or
that.
something.
Pillars of
So
health, yeah.
yeah, like, the mental, like something always nudged me into like, I was always kind of looking after the physical and then it was something more into the mental and emotional. And then more recent years, the spiritual. And so I do a lot of kind of energy work and go to
Beautiful.
people for that kind of thing.
Sounds amazing as well. And like I find that actually as well, even with myself, like with work things before and just pushing and burning the candle at the ends, not only the ends, but at the sides, and then eventually something has to give.
Besides,
You get sick. I know you had the sides. I think I was gone beyond burning the candle at both ends. I was gone to the sides. And you keep going. And then to get yourself through it at times, do you go with, I suppose it's like a crutch or a counterfeit comforter is another way of putting it, isn't it? And you say, okay, I have a headache, I'll keep going. Okay, I need paracetamol or I need, or oh,
yeah,
look, I'm too tired. Maybe I'll have some caffeine or, if you don't want to think about stuff and de-stress, you're just pushing hard, you're at the gym, you're running, but you're not dealing with the emotional aspect then or with other things. And for good health and something I've been learning there recently as well and this
yeah.
I'm involved with. But like literally you need to have every pillar in sync or, if you've one area good and we're working on the other areas fine, but if they're not, something has to give, isn't it, as well? And it will
Totally.
show up.
And to look at it, like it really helps me as a practitioner, having been there myself. Like I was years and 30 more years in a major like weight loss struggle of yo-yo dieting and trying every diet known to man and all that. And then all the other things that I mentioned. So
Yeah.
I listed those out before in talking to a group, and my meditation teacher was there, and I was saying IBS and panic attacks and adrenal fatigue. Peggy said, "Geez, you were having a great time." But the thing is that sure, that's what I'm doing now. Basically, is like trying to help clients, and especially women,
Yeah.
just being like, you don't have to wait until you're completely burnt out, look like. So I do really nice 6 week Thrive course where it's just literally giving, like I have 15 ladies at the moment now, just giving them all the tools over the 6 weeks to build a really healthy lifestyle. So looking at blood sugar balance, gut health, anti-inflammatory approach, mindset, bit of mindfulness, kind of liver health and that, and managing stress. And the thing is, like, we're all so busy,
Yeah.
So I think my approach is, it's not to tell someone like you have to do X, Y, and Z,
Mm.
because you can only do a little bit sometimes. So it's just
Absolutely.
really
Yeah.
trying to point out some things that are really easy to add in or to do that make a big difference. But I think, like you say there, with the burning the candle at both ends, like we're just so busy and we've loads on our plates,
Yeah.
and we can kind of just go along for ages like that, and kind of the penny not drop of kind of
Yeah.
what we're doing to ourselves,
Totally. And then
And so,
eventually,
yeah, like, and then, you get a big fright or something happens to kind of shake you up. But like, I think if we can kind of build on the relationship with ourselves, like that was my experience anyway, where things kind of really started getting better, was like starting to have a better relationship with myself and build up awareness, up like
mm.
self-awareness. Um, but with that in mind and what I'd see from clients, I suppose last year, then I said I'd go back to UCC and do, because I was in UCC in 1996. And imagine they gave me back my
Oh, yeah.
exact same student number
Is it the same number? Oh my
in
God. Did not know
2026.
that. Oh,
So
well,
30 years later, they were like, oh yeah, we'll give you back your same student number. That
no
was
way.
so I just did a PG cert in mindfulness and teaching mindfulness like in the workplace.
Oh,
And
that sounds interesting.
so that's been brilliant now, because now I can teach like an introduction. I've been doing that the last few months, teaching an introduction to mindfulness in Middleton Holistic Centre, just
Amazing.
an hour for 6 weeks, Um, and then, yeah, because I think if we can slow down and like understand ourselves a bit better at the same time as understanding how our body works, then we're in a much better position to actually just make better decisions for
Totally.
ourselves.
That sounds incredible now. And even the mindfulness things there as well. I mean, you probably have loads of tips on that, do you? Like, I'm just
I just
curious.
love it because the course was amazing and I got so much out of it personally. And again, another whole bunch of like-minded people. But the 6 week course is just so well laid out. I love teaching it because it
Amazing.
just touches on like autopilot and attention, and how
True.
mindfulness can help us to choose where we place our attention. But like yourself with phones and everything and jobs and families, and like
Yeah.
our attention is just
Mm.
so
It's
like,
everywhere, isn't it?
yeah, pulled everywhere. And then it goes on to presence, which is really just looking how like your body and breath are always in the present moment. So if you can actually just kind of ground yourself in your anchor, just even thinking about your feet on the floor or your bum on the seat or your hands or your breath, the minute you actually think that, then you're
Yeah.
back in the present moment. So you're back out of worrying or rumination or any of those. And then it goes on to kind of mindfulness and activities, so like mindful eating, which I'm obviously very passionate
Yeah,
about,
of course. Love the
and
two niches combined.
yeah, mindful movement and walking and stuff like that. And then it goes on to the stuff that I really, really like, which is like managing the mind. So it's like relating differently to your thoughts, relating to difficult thoughts. And then the last week is the best, which I'm doing now tomorrow night is week 6,
Amazing.
is kindness and self-compassion.
That's so nice. And that's so hard to do at times. I find like for myself, I'm grand at times, but then I can also be equally my own worst critic as well, that sort of way. So that sounds lovely,
Yeah.
actually.
And I
Sure.
just see like the value of it so much. And then I even see with clients, a client might be talking to me and they'd be saying, "Oh, I'm terrible. I was terrible today. I was so bad," and this kind of thing.
Wording, yeah.
And like, it's really important the words we say to ourselves. So, a client might be expecting to come to me and only talk about food. But, in that case, we'd end up talking about that and then maybe start putting in some like positive affirmations or self-compassion and stuff like that. But I mean, you could see such a change in a person in just maybe like 3 days of doing gratitude, self-compassion, positive psychology. But I've been with Peggy who's my meditation teacher for the same length of time that I've been doing the nutrition, put it that way.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
oh my God, she's amazing, Peggy Frahel. So she is like a spiritual teacher, meditation teacher, and she's all about managing the mind and that. And it's just like absolutely changed my life. So I'm so happy now to be able to kind of include that a little bit in what I do.
That sounds amazing now as well. I'm just listening in that and taking some mental notes on that, no pun intended, for to write it down as well. But I'm just like, absorbing it. It's so true. Like, and even in like the times that we live in, let's be honest, I mean, technology can be good, but equally it can be maybe, as you say, like a distraction. And again, are people distracting themselves? Are we procrastinating? Are we scrolling on socials? Are we, instead of doing something else, are we constantly needing to have noise? Are we like, turning on the TV? Are we going somewhere? Are we running? Are we, whatever the case is? And even at that, if we're shopping now, you can really order something online. It's nearly instant gratification, isn't it? Like, as in,
Yeah,
not sitting there in
that's
your own like discomfort for a bit or being bored. I mean, is that a thing
it. I
anymore?
know. And like the benefit of just actually sitting down and having a cup of tea, sitting out the back here, I might, and just like doing nothing. Sometimes like that's actually the best
Yeah,
to do for your health
absolutely.
is to take a break, have a nap, sit down and do nothing, because it's in those moments when you're just giving yourself a bit of time that you can actually just check in with yourself. No one ever told us like you
Hmm.
should sit down and say to yourself, how are you doing now? How are you feeling? We
So true.
race around. And then when we're left with a quiet moment, sometimes I think it feels kind of uncomfortable. And then sure,
Absolutely,
what do
yeah.
you do? You're like, oh God, what, you mightn't realize it, but your brain is always going to try and make you feel better. So it'll be like, oh, pick up the phone there now. That'll give you a little dopamine hit, or go into the cupboard there now and get the biscuits.
Get a few
So I
biscuits
think,
next minute.
yeah, like it's about so much more than food, is what I see, like this kind of personalized nutrition or whatever, because it's like it's very hard to calm the mind if you think of like an undernourished and
Hmm.
overstimulated body. And like that's what so much of us are. So
Oh yeah,
many of
big
us
time.
are,
Yeah.
if you're like not getting all the variety of healthy foods like from a good source, like there's, it could be quite easy to have maybe some sort of deficiencies. Maybe
Makes sense.
magnesium is like a big one. And magnesium, say that would be one of the top kind of deficiencies because of soil quality and that people not
Yeah.
eating maybe all the magnesium rich foods. But it's very calming on the nervous system, so like um it's you by taking it someone can
Hmm.
sleep better, feel calmer, like loosen muscles and all that. So it's just, yeah, I suppose the body really wants like vitamins, minerals, nutrients, like essential fatty acids, amino acids, and all those things support every function and process in the body. So you can imagine if someone is eating like a poor diet of just kind of all processed
Hmm.
stuff and they're lacking nutrients or certain proteins or fats, beneficial fats, stuff in the body then starts to suffer. So it can be so helpful. Like I'm always still amazed when people come back after like making their changes for 3 weeks and they're just like, I just can't believe the
Hmm.
difference
That's
from
amazing.
just food and, managing my stress a little bit. But like it could be a million things, better sleep, skin brighter, more energy, mood better, weight going down, like, so much.
Positive impact on every pillar, I suppose, in one sense,
Yeah,
isn't
but from like really small changes,
it?
if sorry, my dog is going mental
Oh,
outside.
this is good. He's joining in. It's great.
um, if you like add a smoothie and an extra pint of water and an extra handful of greens today, like you'll see the benefits tomorrow. So it's only just
True, it's better than not adding it in, isn't it? Like as you say, and even starting small from doing something's better than doing nothing, I suppose, isn't it? I suppose, isn't it?
yeah. And I think like the big thing is and sure, look, this is why I put it all. I suppose the book I brought out last March. Did I? Jeepers. It's out like a
Have
year.
you seen out just to get this one onto the screen? There it is, Recipe for Wellness by the lovely Cara O'Donnell. There you go.
Thanks,
There you
Karen.
are. Great book, actually.
Like I just, well, mainly Coleman had done a book and we go to all the shows together and he just kept saying to me, write a book, write a book. So I was like, okay, I will. But so it was really nice to be able to just write down everything that I would talk to a client about in so that, and like say what I would talk to people about at a talk, because then you can't pick up everything, when someone says it to you so that people can take it home and read it. So
Absolutely.
it really just lays out all that, like how we've kind of lost our connection with food, but also lost our connection with ourselves. And then goes through those big topics. I love acronyms. So the big topics, BIG, of blood sugar, inflammation, and gut health. And then it really just, I suppose, what's the word? Like outlines the big changes that have happened in the food system in the last kind of 40 or 50 years. So it's really like in our lifetime. Now I'm making you a bit older than you are, but um,
You go with it.
like, so since we were kids, there's like three huge things have changed in that all the processed foods started coming in.
Big
That
time.
whole low fat era that they thought was such a good idea.
Yeah, I've done all that
And
too.
the spraying of foods is massive. So it's
Huge.
like those three things, if you can kind of look at and you'd be amazed. There are still people like really stuck in the low fat kind of diet, people who just don't understand organic or don't understand why it's important.
Okay.
So like there's just little changes like that to your day add up to an absolutely massive amount of change over like a year.
That makes sense, doesn't it? Instead of, like, say, not being healthy now, and you see people who are just like over periods of time, be it from foods, be it from other things, not moving or whatever the case is, and then unfortunately developing some chronic issues later on. So then there's medications for it as well. But if we're getting the health in from, natural sources and things like that, and avoiding, thankfully, any other situations like occurring. It makes sense. And you're right there. I mean, even in supermarkets, if you're going around and something's advertised as, organic or healthy food, and then you actually look at it, and there's loads of apps out there now that you can scan and stuff as well. I was working somewhere recently, and people there told me, scan the app and you'd be surprised. And I'm like, oh, this one's healthy, but this one actually, it isn't. I'm shocked, if you were to look at the ingredients anyway, but,
Yeah.
to
Is
the level of it. Yeah.
I know, like, and I think the big thing is like just to be curious, it's your body and it's your health, but like we
Yeah.
outsource it to the doctor, the pharmacy,
Yeah.
your
Huge.
partner or your mother or whatever, it's like it's within your control and like, but it's like we didn't come with a manual, so how are you going to get something to work perfectly well if you don't know how it works? So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's like there's a million podcasts or just buy my book.
There it is
But
again. We just got it a bit of
there's endless information online and it's just but like that, a consultation can be great because it's really looking at the information just for you as an individual. But cheapers, what you asked me something at the start there now.
So yeah, I was just saying about all the foods, the way we're scanning things and it's like kind of
Yes,
more
yeah, yeah,
processed
yeah.
and all that, we'd say, and having an awareness, I guess, really.
Yeah, and this is it. It's like being curious as well about what's in your food and not taking food marketers' word for it.
And
This is
they
the
market
thing.
so well, don't they? And it was
I
just,
know.
speak, we were having a
But
chat
like
about that.
again, it's kind of a bit of common sense as well, or like kind of if we open our eyes a bit and just think like what's a food marketer trying to do? Sell you their product no matter what. And
Absolutely.
I was only talking to them in my group this morning saying this because someone had been telling me about a little snack bar and it's like real high fiber and it's lovely ingredients. And I was
Okay,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's so interesting because it's like oats and chia seeds. And I saw it in a shop I was in.
Yeah, it
And
sounds
then
nice.
then there was another one right next to it, also like another brand kind of that and very similar ingredients. And I was like, oh, that's interesting now. And then I just turned the two of them over
Yeah,
because
of
I was curious to know
course. Yeah,
like how much
absolutely.
sugar was in them. Like, I suppose mainly because sometimes when you open something like that, it's really sweet and I didn't want that. So I just said I'd look out of curiosity. And one was like 15 grams of sugar and the other one was only 8. So I was like, oh,
Okay.
grand, sure, I'll get the 8 one,
Yeah, less sugar, you're
And
thinking, yeah.
like, so, I mean, I'd be a big kind of advocate of like Coleman, as much as you can use whole foods or single ingredient foods. And like there's a million amazing things that you can do with meat, fish, eggs, veg, fruit,
Big time. Yeah.
like all those kind of things. And you know me, I love I suppose food is very much a creative outlet for me as well. So I love doing the Instagram reels and making things look colorful
They
for
look amazing and they taste
all
great as
that.
well. If I'm floating in somewhere and getting food, I'm like, yeah. And it's
Well, for
healthy as a
me,
bonus.
like they have to be quick, they have to be easy, but they have to be tasty if it's going to keep you eating them.
It's
But
true.
yeah, I keep losing my train of thought. What
It's
was
the
I
heat.
saying?
It's actually the heat. We're
I
having a heat
know
wave in Ireland.
I'm getting dehydrated.
Like we're dehydrated. I'm drinking water. The water's getting warmer.
Oh, what was I saying
Great,
before
great.
that?
Yeah,
What
so about the foods, doing the reels, making the foods tasty, healthy, I'm guessing as well. Low
Yeah, just I think
sugar, non-processed.
looking, yeah, I was saying because I'd be a big advocate of like using whole foods and that,
Yeah,
and like trying to reduce the amount of foods that you're buying in
completely.
packets, And like, I suppose when I buy something in a packet now, like crackers or whatever, like I always just have a look at the label. And the
Yeah.
stuff I'd be buying now has much less ingredients. It might only have 5 ingredients. So like you could pick up 2 crackers, like a
Mm.
Nairn's oat cracker,
These are
Nairn's
great
oat
ones.
cracker, or a cream cracker. And like the label will have very different stuff in it. And it's just these things like box cereals, crackers, like breads and stuff. Often there's stuff on them on
Yeah.
the label that you wouldn't even recognize. So you want to be able to recognize ingredients as food.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because even at one stage now, I was in one of the supermarkets and said, oh, look, I'll get some of the frozen stuff. And it's advertised as, for instance, either be it vegetables, be it chicken fillet, whatever. I said, okay, because I was stuck, I'll have a look. And then I went, okay, it's actually not, for instance, chicken fillet, which is meant to be just a chicken fillet. You're looking at the amount of stuff in it. I was like, I'm not getting that. Okay, what can I do instead? Do you know, but
I thought you were going to say, all right, it's actually not chicken. That
no,
might
I think it
happen.
was some chicken, but there was lots of other questionable ingredients in there. But it was advertised as, chicken fillet. What do you expect with a chicken fillet that's frozen? Nothing else, yeah. So like I
Yeah.
was like, why is there? Do you know what I mean? Whereas like before, I would have been sort of unfamiliar with that too. I'd have just grabbed stuff without giving it a second thought, or even like that. I was chatting to somebody recently as well about various products we're using as well, and it's like your skin is the first organ of protection. Everything's absorbed into it as well. So like if something's advertised even as organic in that sense there might be one ingredient in it, but there's loads of other things in there, and it's just that awareness as well. And it's a game
Yeah.
changer and an eye
I
opener.
think a lot of my clients use that Yucca app for
That's the
cosmetics.
one actually with the little
Yeah.
yeah, the little carrot. Oh my God,
Yeah.
last
It's
week, new thing for me. Yeah,
someone told me, yeah, that they use it for cosmetics, which is great. But
yeah,
look, I mean, this is a huge thing that I'd be talking to people about, but like as women, we've a huge chemical load,
oh yeah, big
It
time.
sounds terrible, but
It's true.
like every woman has a lot of like cosmetics,
Oh
cleaning
yeah,
products, and
yeah,
usually wine like going on, over a lifetime. Um, and then everything else, sprays on foods, pollution, like alcohol, smoking,
yeah.
all that kind of thing. So, like, I think when we get to this stage of life, like, certainly I would have felt like my kind of liver health
Mm,
suffered, like fat metabolism, that kind
yeah,
of thing. So, it's really like our body is like amazing what it can do, what it does for us, but we can help it to do its job and like lighten the load on it rather than giving it a
extra
million
kind of.
other things to deal with. So like over the years, and like this is it. I mean, you just start somewhere, you don't have to like make massive change overnight, but like just realize like the health shops that we have in Cork are
Yeah,
just amazing. Like
they're
here,
incredible.
well and good, healthy days, like just phenomenal. So, and the people that work in them are just so knowledgeable. So like if you have any kind of an ailment or kind of just get a cold or like that would always be my first port call to go in and say, have you something for this? Um,
Amazing.
rather than just going straight to
Yeah,
normal medication. And like
exactly.
there's amazing little kind of at this stage now, I'd kind of have a toolkit for someone for nearly everything, you know.
That's
So
great.
like
Yeah.
you're prone to UTIs or you're prone to chest infections or whatever, like hay fever, these kind of things, you know, like there's really good, like say two or three products in the health shop that you
Amazing.
might
Yeah.
do, you know, but they'll tell you that in there, you know. So the same though, they do like huge ranges of cosmetics and like body creams and like whatever you need, and they'll all be much lower chemical, you know, and it all adds up to make a massive difference. And you know, huge thing is the food. If you can choose organic, like Coleman would be proud of me.
And get
um
that in there. It's true though, isn't it? Because again,
but
it's
like he taught me so much, and like oats is the big one that he taught me and that I pass on now to other people, because everyone is doing their oats and their porridge as their healthy option, but like oats are massively sprayed before they're harvested. And the other thing is like oat milk, you know, my
yeah,
God, it's like, and I, you know, did it myself for a while till I realized
yeah,
what was the story with it. But like you've oat milk with vegetable oil added
yeah.
to it.
Loads of stuff,
And
isn't it? Why is the expiration date lasting so long anyway? That's a good question as well, isn't it?
yeah, all I'd say to people is like, if you don't need to be drinking oat milk, don't be drinking, like, you know, people like the taste of it, but good Irish dairy,
Yeah,
if you feel fine with it,
yeah, of course.
um, is would be definitely preferable, because oat milk is like liquid carbohydrate, and it's just that it's heavily sprayed and they add vegetable oil off it. So again, with
Yeah,
those things, look at your label. Like I don't tolerate dairy well, so I do have to have plant milks sometimes.
yeah, of
Um,
course.
but I always buy organic and unsweetened and kind of have a look at I know my good brands now, you know.
Makes sense, doesn't it? Because sometimes you think you're being healthy and without even meaning to, you're taking something that necessarily isn't healthy by any means,
Yeah,
really.
that's why I suppose why I love what I do, because I'm not a bit biased. Because someone can come into me and they can be doing so well, but there's like two or three things in there that are absolutely
Horrendous.
messing up. No, like I wouldn't say horrendous, but for them,
Yeah,
they're totally messy. Like it'll be healthy things, you know, because I think when someone comes to the stage nearly of coming to me, they have a good amount of interest, you
yeah, of
know.
course.
But especially say people coming on my 6 week course because they have enough interest to sign up for a nutrition course, that when you look at a food diary or whatever, there's brilliant
Of course,
elements
yeah.
in there, but it'll be like little pitfalls that will be tripping you up, you know. So it might be like too much beneficial fats, which I've totally done myself,
Yeah.
or like because we do want some, but we don't want too much, or things like that. Now, plant milks putting out your blood sugar, or um, what other kind of things? Just, you know, not getting enough protein based at your kind of this, you know, later kind of perimenopause stage.
Yeah, no, it's true, isn't it? And the amount of stuff like that now that like everything's marketed like that, the processed stuff, as you say, the 24/7 rushing and stuff. And even actually, you just got me thinking there as well. There was one day, I'd say one of many days we were out for be it a walk, be it on the beach, in the sauna, whatever the case. And you had mentioned to me once, you said like, how's your week going next week? And normally I'd have things written down, be it for work days and whatever. But if I had a day free and somebody asked me something, I might go, oh yeah, I'll do that. Or else I'd, keep myself busy with something else. And you were like, no, no, no. If you're doing nothing, or even if you, in advance, map time out just for you. And that's
Yeah.
something
Did
that
I say that?
you did. Yeah, yeah. I need to listen to it more now that I'm hearing it now. Yeah.
I literally just got to the point where I like had to start
Yeah.
putting like a few X's in the diary, because look, we're all busy anyway, but like you say, we're all need connection, you know? So we've this like super busy week, and then you're like, oh, I'll meet you, or we go
Yeah.
for coffee, or, you know, and then suddenly your whole week is like jam packed and you've no time for
I
you.
know. Yeah.
So I do a bit of that. I just X out a few little spots where I say nothing is getting in there. And then I might just end up like pottering at home, having a chance to catch up on a few, you know, and it just allows you to catch up on yourself. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that was good advice.
So true. There you go. Good. I remember it. Did I take heed of it as much as I should is another story. But the fact that it's in there, it's after mindfully creeping into the subconscious. Is that deep? I don't know.
Oh,
But
I
brilliant.
think like, just a bit about the food that I should have said is like your staples is the place to start, and the things that you do every day, you know? So like just get good quality bread, good quality milk, real Irish butter, you know, these kind of things, good quality. like free range eggs. And, just figuring out where that's available near you, like depending where you're living, there'll be something like it might take asking in your health shop or asking in your corner shop or something, but there'll be someone who'll know where you can get like local eggs, maybe like Aldi even has organic milk or,
Absolutely, yeah.
there's often farms around that are doing this kind of fresh farm milk and things like that. But real Irish butter over any of those kind of spreadables,
Can't beat it.
Yeah,
Can't beat it. Definitely a game changer.
definitely.
Yeah, no, it's all amazing. And Cara, for yourself, what sort of things do you do to keep your own stress in check and to keep your own health good on just a general day to day?
Oh, well, that's a big thing that you just mentioned is really just carving out more time and space because I have found in kind of the last year, I suppose it's something to do with like hormonal shifts, maybe that it's like much easier to get overwhelmed. So I just preempt that, I suppose, by just not putting too much in the diary.
Yeah,
Of course, the food. Look, sure, I'm just mad for the colorful, protein rich because I know that it'll balance my blood sugar and reduce inflammation. And I see the benefit of that all the time.
yeah,
Um, I kind of cooled right off on exercise because I used to have a tendency to kind of push that a bit far. So I just walk every day, but it has to be in my favorite place, which is really beautiful, like naturey spot.
very good.
And then I just do only about, a short little weight session a few times a week, very short.
Yeah, fair play.
Could be more, to be honest. I have Lyme disease. I don't know if I ever told you that. So I have to kind of
No,
manage
do you know
my,
what? How did I not know that? There you go. That's huge. Of
so it just means I have to kind of manage my energy
course, yeah,
level
yeah,
like that with exercise and stuff is what I've figured out over the years. But,
yeah.
and yeah, I suppose like cheapers, doing what I love, like really helps because work doesn't feel like work at all. And just the biggest, I think, in all my years of like trying to manage my, trying to lose weight and all that sort of thing and health issues and even probably, doing the healthy eating and maybe even sometimes getting a bit too much into that, if you know what I mean, with this kind of
Right.
health
Absolutely,
perfectionism
yeah.
kind of thing. And getting to a point in college where I was like gluten free and dairy free and vegan. And I opened the cupboard one day and I was literally like, there's nothing.
Right.
There's nothing.
Yeah,
So for me, it's like getting to a place
yeah,
more of food freedom and
food freedom. I
understanding
love
my
it.
body, but still being able to have like those nice chocolate treats and stuff in the book.
Of course. Oh, it's really good.
Really working with Peggy and managing the mind because I think I'm like susceptible to kind of worry and anxiety and stuff like that. And then actually realizing that we're the master of our minds and not the other way around.
Love that now as well. We're the master
But
of our
like, yeah, it's like as in mindfulness, they call the mindfulness, the meditation a
Hmm.
practice. And that's literally it. Like over the years with Peggy, I just practiced and practiced really like watching, being the observer of my thoughts, I suppose. And like you say, being your self critic and stuff, so
Yeah,
just really actually spotting that or spotting
yeah,
negativity or like spotting myself saying something like, oh God, I have to go to work tomorrow, which isn't the
yeah,
truth. And then I'd actually just see it and go,
yeah,
oh my God, sure, I love going to work and talking about nutrition and then say, stop, so I think just actually being able to, and that's a lot of what I do in the 6 week intro to mindfulness is like that thoughts often aren't reality and it's being able to actually relate to them with that in mind and not run with every single thought. So
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot keeps me well. Sure, swims, saunas, meeting up with
Yes.
you.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I think like, it ebbs and flows. And do you remember, I don't know if you remember, Joanne had this kind of wheel of life thing where you can like look at the different
yes.
areas of
I
your
actually
life.
still have that as well. I must actually go back to it and have a look at
Yeah.
how the years are doing.
Because
Yeah, of
sure, same as everyone, life gets busy at times then and you're like
course.
lacking kind of connection and laughs. And so thankfully everything's quieting down now. I had a really nice event in Fota a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago.
yeah, that sounds
What
amazing. I
matters.
couldn't get to it, unfortunately, but it looked good.
Yeah, so it'll be on again next year. And it's just, I suppose that really sums up like what I'm here for is like I just really when I was in college, I remember like the first or second lecture, sorry, I was thinking like, oh my God, everybody needs to know this information, you know?
Huge.
So I started doing these events way back. I did one before COVID and one after, but then just I didn't do them for a couple of years. So we're back at it now, myself and my friend Marilla Healy. And so it's just trying to bring like nutritional therapists, and there was a doctor and a few others, holistic health information basically from various speakers to as many people as will come. So we'd like nearly 170 came to hear
Incredible.
about, oh my God, everything: digestive health, hormonal health, circadian biology, sports, nutrition, longevity. Nature's Ozempic was a really interesting one. It was
It was
like
good. Yeah.
natural weight loss and satiety. And yeah, look, cancer prevention. So it was a brilliant day with loads of exhibitors and stuff. And yeah, that was just really, really lit me up because I just really loved to see that many people getting all that information.
That sounds really cool. And you have a lot of events coming up anyways, you were saying. So obviously the Camino being one of them, of course.
No more than yourself, trying to quiet myself down. The Camino is the 25th to the 30th of September, and there is a few spots left, and it's a really, really nice one. Just before that, on the 20th of September, I have a lovely Pilates nutrition sauna day with
Sounds
Julie
lovely.
from East Cork Pilates at the Hidden Sauna in Castlemartyr.
Oh, that's meant to be an amazing place. I've yet to go.
You'll
I
have
check
to, you'll
that
have
out.
to, yeah. I'm going to talk to you after about that. You'll have to come down.
100%.
And much sooner, in July 12th, only the week after next, I suppose, doing a lovely day here at my house, which I haven't done for a while, an event here with a gorgeous herbalist, community herbalist, Orla,
Cool.
Dee. And so we will have looking at all different types of herbs and weeds, you know, all your lemon balm, rosemary, nettle, dandelion, all
Cool,
those,
yeah.
elderflower, all that, and making things, and just, you know, Orla telling us all about the benefits. And then I'll be doing a food demo, and we'll have our lunch together and do a bit of mindfulness. So it's just really
Perfect.
nice day from like 10:30 to 3:30.
Sounds lovely as well, yeah.
And
Great.
in between those, I'm going to take a break.
Go for a little bit of TLC, get into nature, get into the sea and the sauna.
Yeah. And
Another
Kilkenny.
thing. Oh yeah, and Kilkenny, yes. Get into the river. There's a river there, isn't there? Oh,
So
don't worry. Oh my God, there's a lot of good things happening, and I suppose embracing the summer, but also allowing yourself time to rest and digest. Is that the word? Look at this. I'm doing a bit of lingo now, with nutrition and all.
keepers, we could be talking all night, rest
We
and
actually
digest. We
could, I
never
know.
even got to that.
I tell you, we'd go on to it. Maybe we'll go and have another conversation another day, no doubt. But aside of that, Cara, for people who are to reach you, what are the best ways to reach you? What platforms and what's as you say,
Yeah, my website's handy. It's just www.caraodonnell.com. And my Instagram is a great place to follow for little videos of recipes and stuff. So that's East Cork underscore nutrition. And Facebook, and LinkedIn and all those. So wherever suits you.
absolutely. So you're available on all the platforms anyway for everyone, which is great. And yeah, we'll advertise on that for you, get the word out because you're absolutely amazing. And the book is incredible. Like honestly, I mean, it has the nutrition, but it also has the other pillars of health as well, be it walking and mindfulness and everything else in there, which is it's actually a really good read. And it is lovely and colorful. Like just it is really good. It's nice and easy to just read it and nice and pictures and all that in it as well, which I'm kind of visual as well as like for my own learning. So it's absolutely fantastic to have a good mix in there. It's definitely highly recommended as
Brilliant.
well. So definitely well written, and definitely if you don't have that, do check it out. And Cara, I suppose, yeah, for people who are viewing or listening today as well, and this is resonating with people, which I've no doubt it is in a positive way as well. And thank you. Is there any key points you'd like people to take from today's episode as well?
Oh, just uh, try and find a little bit of space for yourself. And yeah, if you're struggling with any symptoms at all, like anything at all, it's really worth sorting them out because often little things can lead to bigger things, or, you know, maybe you have three small things going on, but they're actually all linked, you know. Certainly anyone with any gut issues or anything, like it's really important to get it sorted out because having our gut healthy is at the root of all aspects of health. So I just say if anyone's struggling with anything or wants to get healthier, lose weight in a healthy way, is sick of fads and yo-yoing and all that, or if you're just not looking after yourself, which us women have a tendency to do, and you're looking after everybody else, give me a shout or buy the book. The book you can get in Here's Health, in Well and Good, Healthy Days, on my website, lots of places around.
Brilliant. So it is available online as well if you've anybody viewing it outside of Ireland. So remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
Put that in there.
It has made its way to Canada, America,
Brilliant.
France, Belgium, I think.
That's incredible. So there you go. So it is. There are people who are listening going, "Oh, I'd like that book." It is
Yeah,
accessible.
perfect for anyone who just wants to get a really practical, down to earth kind of dispel myths, like really easy tips that can make a big difference.
That is brilliant. Come here. And Cara, honestly, it's been so lovely chatting to you today as
You
well.
too.
I'm after getting so much out of this. I'm just like, oh, so grateful for it, honestly. And yeah, I suppose just for listeners as well and anybody watching in today, it's just a reminder again to all of yourselves out there that you're all truly extraordinary in your own unique way. And yeah, until next time, stay extraordinary.